And I think that it's beginning at about age 2 as a child begins to separate the terrific twos when their name is no, no, and don't. When they, it's like, see, they start testing. They start separating and testing. And this is the time where it's so dangerous to get shamed, because they're eating stuff and trying out stuff, and they're learning to hold on and let go. Potty training, they're learning to hold on and let go. And it's a very confusing time, because sometimes you get rewarded for holding on, like in Foley's. And sometimes you get punished for holding on, like in the potty. Sometimes you get rewarded for letting go, like in the potty, but you get punished for letting go, like in Foley's. Okay? So it's a very confusing time. It's a time of musculature, holding on and letting go. A child needs to separate, but they need the parent to be there. It's like if you watch a little 2-year-old, he'll say, "Let me do it." And he'll start doing it, but he starts looking out of the corner of his eye to be sure you're there. And if you go in another room, he'll follow you into the other room. And so you see, in that process of separation, we need our parents to be there. So as a child separates, he does need structure. He needs what we call discipline, some kind of structure, because he's into his majesty the baby, Freud said. He's very impulsive and prone to temper tantrums. And the danger is over-coercing the child or over-punishing a child. Somehow it's very difficult to find this middle line. And it's what I've been saying all over the country now. The hardest job anyone will ever do is be a parent. The hardest job you will ever do in your life is be a parent. It is a commitment of probably 30 years of altruism, or at least the desire for that. That is, you've got to be there for that other person. And, as I said so often, 14-year-olds have babies without any training. And you need at least a mother and a daddy for this job. Ideally, some grandparents, aunts, uncles, neighbors, friends to support you in the job of having children. And one of the great tragedies in our country is we've got single women raising 5 children, 3 children, all by themselves, without any support. Or single men, but more often single women. I mean, it's one of the great tragedies. So as that little child separates, he needs some kind of balance to know his limits. And what healthy shame is knowing your limits. In fact, healthy shame is the feeling that lets me know that I'm limited. If I don't have healthy shame, I'm not in touch with my basic boundary. And I'm going to show you in a minute that addicts have no boundaries because they don't have healthy shame. What is an addiction? It's not to be able to say no. See, a boundary is nope, don't come any closer. Boundary, don't come any closer, or me expressing my anger or whatever. That's a boundary. That's something like a boundary is what a country has to guard its borders. A person without boundaries is like a country without any borders. A person without boundaries is like a house that doesn't have any windows or doors or locks on the doors that anybody can walk in. So very early on we need to learn to say no. And little children need to learn to say no and need to be given the privilege of saying no within a context. Now, I'm not saying that they should be allowed to dump all over the house, but they need